Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killerrodan. So I figured I would just upload another video from my original channel because I'm really attempting to make an effort to be more frequent with these uploads, talking about various things, of course. But again, for this video, it's gonna be, of course, this religious individual whom I spoke about before, so I'm speaking about him again. I will post a link down below in the description box for my second channel where my uploads are way more frequent, by the way. But anyway, I'll do the same thing for Airfare as well. Links will be in the description in the description box down below. Anyway, for this moron, he's claiming that assisting the LGBT plus community, or just the community itself, they're attempting to reestablish slavery. Yeah, he honestly believes these two are the same. He's like they're trying to bring it back somehow in a more modern day era. I mean, yes, the unfortunate reality is that yes, slavery had existed all throughout human history. Everybody from every race, whether you're Chinese, Japanese, or whatever, white, black, Mexican, every person from every race had been enslaved at some point. They all have. A lot of people don't know that, but that's the truth of the reality. And ultimately, yes, you can argue that it's about control. He's just trying to control over. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be about race, of course. Other kinds of people can be, enslaved. Maybe because you're a woman. Maybe because of this. Maybe because of that. It doesn't necessarily have to be about race, of course. No. But anyway, so in this case, he's trying to claim that the LGBT individuals are trying to bring it back, and again, a different version, a different way of it. What are you talking about? Are you high? You just took some crystal meth or something? You smoked some crack? What happened here? Anyway, without further ado, here we go.
Mississippi is the last remaining state in the Union that prohibits the...
Speaking of slavery, I find this really odd, okay? What I mean is that he's a religious man, okay? A lot of religious people, mind you, I said a lot. I didn't say all, okay? Not every religious individual is up for this, but a good chunk of them are. Funny that we mention this because a lot of religious people, like him, brought Christianity into Africa, or at least took people from there, and enslaved them, and said that in order to be saved, you have to believe in God. And no, I'm not going to blame every white person for that. Of course not. That'll be a double standard on my part. But some of them had justified slavery by using the Bible. Not only them, but the English individuals anyway. But also the Spanish Empire. The Spanish Empire had brought Catholicism into the Philippines, into the Mexicans, and along with the Cubans, just to name a few, because God said so. Believe in God, or at least my version of God, or I will kill you, kind of thing. Just thought I'd give a little tidbit there, but I don't understand how he's going to be anti-slavery when some of his own people, religion I mean, is pro-slavery, and some other religious people as well. So this makes it more bizarre.
Adoption of children into homosexual households.
Wait. Okay. So if a gay couple, besides, why you gotta say homosexual? You worded it weird. But okay, if a gay couple, like a lesbian or something, I'm guessing you're referring to gay men. I'm assuming that's the same as slavery. So you're trying to get at? If a gay couple adopts a child, it's the same as slavery. Is that what you're getting at? What's the connection here exactly? I do not know.
Now, this ban in Mississippi has been challenged by 4 lesbian couples.
Yeah, that's because you're being a dickhead. Dickhead.
They're going to court. They're going to federal court to try to...
When you say they, I'm thinking you're referring to the lesbian couple you referred to. Of course, we're going to take it to court. Do you have any information to back this up? Like anything at all?
They get a judge to rule this unconstitutional and
it technically is, dumbass.
Dismiss it on the grounds of what the Supreme Court ruled back in June. So if they are...
okay, we'll come to this. You saying that the Supreme Court is supporting slavery. Must I remind you what Lincoln did when he was alive before he was assassinated? Remember that whole shebang?
Successful, if the homosexual lobby is successful on this,
The homosexual lobbyists. Again, why do you have to word like that? This is so bizarre in your choice of words here, but okay.
then they will be forcing the state of Mississippi against its will. What do you call that?
Oh, sweet Jesus. It's like what I just said a moment ago. What the fuck? He's trying to imply, like I just said a moment ago, he's trying to say that having the homosexuals, lobbyists, adopting children is in itself slavery against children. I mean, yes, of course, there are, in fact, another harsh reality is that, yes, children have been forced into these factories to make jeans or whatever. And yes, that's an unfortunate part of certain areas around the world where children are forced to work. Child exploitation. And when it comes to like being forced in factories, unfortunately, that does happen, of course. And yes, that is in fact a form of slavery for children. I don't like that, but it is a reality for a lot of them, unfortunately. But this and this are not the same thing at all.
What do you call that when you force somebody to do something that is against their will? That's
all right, you stupid fuck. But nobody's being forced to do anything here. Okay, I won't say no one, but because the only individual that's doing that is people like you. You're doing that. You're projecting your own guilty conscience onto the LGBT plus and this unnamed lesbian couple you just mentioned. Who are they anyway? I don't know. But you're projecting that there. Projection is always a sign of guilty. That's you, man.
slavery. That's tyranny.
Except that it isn't, but okay.
So the homosexual lobby, perfectly willing to impose their values.
That's actually you. You are doing that, but okay.
On the entire state of Mississippi. They don't.
Hold on a second. Who's they? Gay people? Okay, give me a few. Give me a few, like a few of them. Like right off the bat, give me a few. Give me a list of a few. That's allegedly doing that.
Care what the state of Mississippi believes. They don't care what the representatives of the people have decided.
Who the fuck is they? Who is this they you're referring to? Who?
They don't care what the people have decided.
Again, who the fuck is they?
They are going to impose
They who?
their values.
Again, they who?
On us. They are going to legislate.
That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing.
Legislate morality to us and for us and over us. This is from the people that say you can't do that. These are the people that say you never should legislate morality.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Again, that's what you're doing.
These are the people that say you never should impose your values.
Even if the LGBT community is being a bunch of hypocrites, that doesn't make you less of an asshole.
And other people, this is exactly what they're setting out to
Again, you're doing that.
do in the state of Mississippi. And ladies and gentlemen, that's just a form of tyranny. When
Seriously, what the fuck are you talking about? What?
you compel people to do things contrary to their will, contrary to their conscience, that's slavery.
You don't have any evidence of this, like at all.
As well as tyranny. So you think about it. Who's bringing slavery? Who's bringing
Being educated and forcing someone to believe in something are two different things.
slavery back to the South?
Again, a lot of you Christians, all of the Confederates were actually Christians. So if anybody was doing that, that's you religious people. At least most of them, anyway.
Who's bringing slavery back to the Confederate States of America? It's the homosexual lobby.
All right. The Mass Effect series has LGBT plus stuff. Does this mean this game series is pro slavery? Of course not. What's the connection exactly? You still haven't provided anything.
When you compel people to provide services against their will, that is involuntary servitude.
That's what you're doing. 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 How many times have I say it? That's what you're doing.
Dude, that is slavery. I submit to you that it is the homosexual lobby that's single-handedly bringing slavery back.
You realize that the Confederate Army didn't like the homosexuals either, right? Okay. Some people don't know their history, yet they act like they do.
To the Confederate States of America.
Again, the people who support slavery actually didn't like the gays either, right? Again, I just said that a moment ago. But anyway, that'll be it. I just want to show this for a quick moment. Because these people like him anyway, they're idiotic, okay? None of this makes any sense. He's a full-grown adult, and you would expect grown individuals would have known a thing or two, which they clearly don't. Which goes to show you that just because you're older, just because you get your age, it does not come with wisdom. So, when it comes to respecting your elders, I find that debatable. Anyway, that'll be it. Thanks for watching. Until next time. See ya.